Hey everybody, welcome back to Majestic Collectibles. So you want to buy some Barbies, huh? This is all from the Fairmont buying show. Well, this isn't all I have from the Fairmont buying show. This is the only video I am going to do on the 90s Barbies. You're going to get a sermon with it like you always do. So if you've heard the sermon, it's the same old, same old. I'm going to go through it all fairly quickly here. I actually have a box of vintage loose Barbies, 60s stuff, and that I will also do a video on separate. That's a different ball game on this. I am not going to do another video on the 90s Barbies. I'm just not. So here's my sermon. I'm going to go through and talk about it and give you my Barbie sermon. It's very similar to my Beanie Baby sermon, only Barbies, I guess. So if you want to sell your bulk Barbies off, and this is about a third of what I bought at the buying show, I'm going to tell you right now they are going to be cheap. So out of the well over 100 in the box 90s Barbies, I probably have $3, maybe $4 a piece in them, and that's it. That's all I've got. And that's all I want, and that's all I'm spending on them. There are some rare ones. This isn't it. Here's a big problem with them, the yellowing. Lots of yellowing on there. They get old, heat, smoke, UV light, all sorts of things turn them yellow. It just hurts them. I don't know what else to say. So if you have bulk Barbies, basically somebody's going to come along and pay you to clean out your basement, your attic, whatever it is. There's just too many of these floating around because adults bought them, not children, and so they never got opened. And you know, I've talked about how adults ruin everything, right? Adults also buy multiple, there's another yellow box, multiple of the same thing. So there's some of these Barbies, especially the, well, I'm just going to take this one down. The Happy Holidays Holiday Celebration Series. You know, these were $30-40. There's some I can't get $10 out of new in the box. Some are 15. Some you might get 20, but they're slow sellers, and I literally have them coming out my ears. So the best ones, if you got 90s era and early 2000s, Gucci, Ferrari. These are all licensed from those companies. Pretty good. Some of the TV ones, and I do mean some of them, Wizard of Oz and Lucy is kind of slowed down. I Dream of Jeannie's a good one. Star Trek, I got, I don't know how many Star Trek ones I have. The special edition Avons, nobody cares, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Just you know, a lot of these I honestly think sell and get opened because they're kind of cheaper and cooler than maybe new Barbies in the store. So that's really who's picking them up. Not too many collectors, I don't think. Some of your non-Caucasian dolls actually do have a little bit extra value to them. They are a little bit in short supply, a little bit harder to find. Not a big, you know, not like double or anything like that, but probably 20% more, 20-25% more than the white-skinned, blue-eyed counterparts, because those are really super common. Some of the theme stuff, that's the jewel skating Barbie. So we do have ice skating clubs in town, things like that. So that's another one that actually, you know, has a chance of selling. The yellow box stuff like this, diehard collectors will not buy it unless it's super cheap, because that is a big problem from that era. Not just on Barbies, actually, a lot of clear packaging from that time frame. Olympic gymnast Barbie, not so much. Here's something that is a little bit better, and that's the Kool-Aid Wacky Warehouse Barbie. And a little nicer box. It is actually, at least compared to the this pink box stuff, this is retail box stuff. is a little bit scarcer, a little bit harder to find on the on that. Not super hard to find. And they had different series. This is Little Debbie from the snack cakes, which I don't care what anybody says. I don't think Barbie and her friends munch down a lot of Little Debbie snacks. So it's an interesting marketing ploy, I guess, on that one. I just don't see Barbie eating that stuff. And I'm pulling these from all over. You're only looking at a small segment. I couldn't get them all on screen. There we go, kind of that Little Debbie, Dorothy from Wizard of Oz look. Something else, so this is actually, it is new in the box. I don't know if you can see it there. So some of this stuff, just like the clear stuff, some of this stuff starting to get some age on it, toning. I don't know what you want to call it, aging, patina, but it is starting to set in. And that's not going to help them. A lot of people are really shocked. They put these away for literally 30 years, right? 25, 30 years, and haven't looked at them, and they think they're still like mint condition because they didn't do anything with them. Unfortunately, the real world does not function that way. Let me see here. So here's, oh, that's just a warranty card. I'll pull that out. I have found a few receipts in these. I haven't looked through most of them, kind of thing on it. And this is mainly just for an FYI video. These will go pretty much in the antique mall, and then in the spring, March or so. Well, no, it'll be May. So I'll take it to the flea market. I won't take it to the comic shows or anything like that. And it won't be all of them. So here's a receipt, $25.82. I guess I don't know what store it's from. Spring Barbie Blonde. You know, that's maybe $10. So, you know, not even half of what was spent on it. And that's pretty typical, you know, unless you have something really, really silly rare. You know, whatever they paid for it in 1990, whatever, you're lucky, new in the box, if it gets half that. And they, you know, there's always going to be buyers for Barbie. That's why I have them. I know you're asking, well, why are you buying the darn things? They do sell. They just only sell at a certain price point. That's a Target exclusive. On that one, which is not unusual. There's a lot of exclusives, Toys R Us, Penny's. Well, here's a Toys R Us right there on that. Some of them do have a little more collector value. Toys R Us, I'm actually going to be curious to see on that because they're reopening the stores, so that might give it a boost. Graduation Barbies, boy, I gotta tell you, they do not sell well, and this one's got a really, really toned box, or a toned window on it. So, I don't know. Sweet Magnolia. Let's see, who else is here? So this is another thing that is really, really taking a dump. And that's the 90s Coca-Cola stuff. Lots of Coca-Cola collectors out there. I got to tell you, I turned down a couple of Coke collections. And here, the Coke bottle, which you're supposed to be holding. See if I can, so here's the other problem. Even though you've never touched it, and it's never gone anywhere, this is yellow, and the rubber bands that hold these in place, all the accessories, they start breaking, and then all of a sudden no accessory. And they just fall off. That's how it works. That's how they were made. So that's a big problem, but I do have a lot of shocked people. They're just like, oh, that shouldn't have fallen loose. We never did anything with it. It's just age. Just like people. 70s Disco Barbie. I thought this was really funny, and then I realized, you know what? I remember that era, so then it wasn't so funny. Disney World. Some of that Disney World stuff is okay. This is that brittleness, you know, when it turns dark. And it was just pinched against something else and cracked and blew out the edge, so that does hurt them. Campbell's Soup, again, not so much. Another 90s collectible kind of theme that just is not doing great. Cans are very slow sellers unless he's part of the like Star Trek set or the Gone with the Wind set or something. This one got smooshed, so it's turning yellow, and it's yeah, it's smooshed good. So I don't know, probably not a whole lot of collector interest there. Winter Splendor, another Avon. This is one you had to order out, you know, right from them and stuff. And they're beautiful, beautiful dolls. So, you know, they did a good job on them. NASCAR Barbie. I don't even know how many of these I have right now. I do not figure them in. If you had a stack of NASCAR Barbies to sell me, I would not be interested, because I've got a stack and they do not sell well. And there's another limited Avon, still kind of a little bit of yellowing on there. Box looks good though. Here's something that's a little more saleable, a little more valuable. That's the Harley. What series is that? I can't remember. Collector edition, is that the first one? Oh, it's got fading on the back. That must have been facing some sunlight or something. So that kind of ate that up. The redhead version of this is actually pretty good, if you can get the redheaded ones. There's a McDonald's NASCAR. Yeah, it's actually a little better than the NASCAR one. And here's my redhead, second in a series. So I don't know why, but the redheaded ones do really well. And those will bring on the Harleys 25 to 40, 45 on them. If they're nice, depends which number in the series, hair color, and all that. So those are probably the best ones I've got. Here's what I was talking about. So Winter Barbie Special Edition, first in a series. So there's two of them. I think they are a little different though. So there's that one. And you see, is this the one I remembered? Yeah. So here's this one, which is that African American version, and that was $37.53. Winter Velvet Barbie, and that was just for one. All right, let's see. There's this. So just one, not for both. So these were a premium collectible, and they just overproduced them, and nobody played with them. No brothers cut their hair off, or no dogs chewed on the fingers and toes. So collectors can be really, really picky. It's a big collector's market versus a seller's market on that. And here's another Avon Spring Tea Barbie. So I don't know. I bought them. I'm not really regretting it. I knew I was getting into. These are, of course, this time of year, going into the Christmas season. So the Christmas sweater stuff is a little bit collectible. At least there's interest in it. Halloween would have been too. That's obviously past. Enchanted Evening. It's actually one of the more beautiful dolls, I think, in the series. And you know what? It's got a lot of yellowing. So there's no big hope for that. Pet Dr. Barbie, the doctor nurse stuff actually does pretty well. So I can usually find, well, that's for Barbie. Ken's not, yeah, they don't get quite as excited on the Kens. But the Dr. Barbie stuff, Scientist Barbie, Engineering Barbie, Astronaut Barbie does pretty good. This retail, that's a Russell Stover, so technically it's another special edition. But most of this small pink box stuff, retail box stuff, is not super valuable or sought after. They just buy them to play with them, and that's okay. There's plenty of them out. There's another Walmart one there. This was nasty. So this was a box of chocolates, and I'm not going to show you. That was half full of chocolates, dated 1997. I've seen some nasty things. That was up there with them. Little candy or sucrets, Russell Stover candy on that one. Same here, yeah, another little candy. This had stuff in it too. I threw it away, obviously. Not a ton of value there. So Rain or Sun Barbie. That one's actually got a fairly clear window on that one. McDonald's Barbie, not as hot as it used to be. It's better than the McDonald's race car one, because this is the actual fast food one, you know, the Happy Meals and stuff. So actually, that's not too bad. That's not one of the worst ones I've had. Portrait in blue, this kind of stuff, again, good to look at, but not a lot of collector interest. Here's a problem with some of the retro Barbies. When I see loose ones, they think this is an original, or they take the swimsuit, which is iconic, and put it on an older vintage doll to try and pass it off as the original 59 Barbie. If you've ever seen the real 59 Barbie, you can tell them apart pretty easily, but that is a problem. It is a problem with them. So Wisconsin University, cheerleader, those actually sell. We're not that close to Wisconsin here, so I'm not sure how it'll do here, but team ones do have a little bit of interest from the fans. And we got some birthday here. What year? I'm going to see. Is this still, just to give you some idea? I always have trouble. They always switch this. 1995 on that. Barbie and Ginger. So the pet stuff, pet shop stuff, something where it comes with animals or a little bigger, I guess, play set, do tend to sell. They do tend to like those. So that's pretty cool. Here's another ultra rare NASCAR Barbie. Yeah, I'll put it with the, I don't know, I buried it somewhere. Put it with another one. There might even be another NASCAR Barbie in here. I can't remember. Moving and grooving. So actually that kind of psychedelic 60s, 70s go-go theme actually has got some, this is 90s, but I mean, it's that theme stuff, fashion stuff actually does have a little bit of interest to it. Yuletide, this is Yuletide romance, kind of the Victorian era, your classic, I don't know, Dickensian, or, you know, whoever you want to read, Cricket on the Hearth era stuff. That's from Hallmark. And yes, the Hallmark, it's got the crown up there, so the Hallmark you're thinking of. Those do have a little more interest, does depend on which series doll and so on and so forth, but not the worst. Twirling Ballerina Barbie, this is how old that is. Pomida, I don't even know how many viewers out there familiar with Pomida, is a department store from the Midwest primarily. Spice Girls on tour. These actually aren't too bad if you can get the Spice Girls stuff. And even the boy band stuff from the era. Let's see, what am I thinking of? NSYNC, who's the one that had Justin Timberlake? Well, whatever it is, they do sell, but here's that problem. So all of her accessories broke loose. They're in there. Never been opened. It's complete. She's got a mini doll. She's got the Spice Girls souvenir program, the headset microphone, and it's on the bottom of the box. So that will hurt the value on it. Barbie and Kelly. It's another set one that's actually not too bad. That's the gardening set. Here's actually a better one. Which is the paleontologist. This is one I do not see. I don't know how many paleontologists are out there in pink and purple dinosaur shirts, but you know, when you're Barbie, you can make anything look good. But that's actually probably one of the better pieces in the lot right here. This one's pretty good too. There's one of the doctor ones. This is the dentist one. It does have that yellowing though, and you can kind of tell. You know, it's kind of clear and then it's not, so it must have been like behind something and then the light hit it for a long time. But that is one of the better ones, is the dentist Barbie. Astronaut one's pretty good too. Snow Sensation. There it goes. And so here's another one. So it had the rubber bands up there. And it's not a UFO. It does kind of look like a UFO. It's a snow globe, is what that is. And that's supposed to sit on there and had rubber bands holding it in. They broke. In fact, I'm just going to move that to the bottom because that's what's going to end up anyway on that one. And then I've got, well, let me go. I got two left here. Well, on this one, Olympic skater. I've had a few of these. Don't get much out of them. And last but not least is, again, it's another pretty good one. The wedding sets. So this is the Wedding Fantasy gift set. It doesn't look like it was an exclusive. They all say special edition in some way, shape, or form. It is, I don't know, it kind of got dented in. It's got a little dust, and it's not too bad. But that is probably one of the better sets. The wedding cake topper, wedding theme stuff always sells pretty well to collectors and stuff. So that's going to be it for the 90s Barbie stuff. If somebody wants to know if I've got a certain one, because I've got a lot more of these, feel free to ask. I'm just not going to give you 2-3 videos of the exact same stuff pretty much, so that's why I'm just doing on this one, and we'll move on to some other stuff from Fairmont. And that's it for now. Check out our other videos, guys, and thanks so much for watching.